Okay, so Mike, since you were away last session, so what you did was that you originally went back with Demetria to see Kirst and report into the Inquisitor what you were doing, or what the group was doing, and you basically got her blessing, along with the fact that she'd been in contact with the Inquisitor that looked after Garrick, and had basically temporarily assigned the two groups to work together to continue pursuing whatever avenues were required to trace down the trade sable in this case. So Demetria was told to go and try and locate the group inside the hive. You were sent. It was clear evidence that the group was making its way towards the hive skin. So presumably you already knew they were going to leave the hive. So you were sent on a lander down to the exit of the hive on the outside. Because it means that if you manage to get there ahead of the people you were chasing, maybe you could do something there to stop them on your own, I don't know, or maybe you could do a two-pincer thing with the rest of the group. Or alternatively, if they had gone past there, or they'd already been beaten by the group and there was still reason to be outside, you could look into what options existed for transportation outside the hive as well. So, being outside the hive is a wholly unpleasant situation, as I'm sure you can imagine. It's pretty much sandstorms. There's a lot of like a lot of the material outside the hive. The ground material is actually glass. So there's been basically centuries of war prior to human occupation by the Xenos races which used to live on Dysolium, and so looking out from the hive, you can actually see the sort of the barest remains of Xenos ruins that haven't been swallowed by the desert, and then basically mountains of either rock or glass. The people you've sort of spoken to, the brief time you've been out here, basically warn you that the biggest threat out in the wastes are the glass storms. So literally like sandstorms that are strong enough to actually pick up shards of glass. And the ash and dust in the air itself is already quite abrasive. So most of the people that live out here wear very thick leathers, goggles, everything you would need to sort of try and keep your exposed skin unexposed to the elements. I'm going to say, Mike, that you've at least had the opportunity to pick up basic stuff for everybody, like effectively goggles,
desert clothes.
Yeah, just basic desert survival clothes as such.
Do the goggles do nothing, or do the goggles do something?
The goggles do nothing.
Oh no!
It's a sort of a trading post around the base of the hive here as well. So there are lots of, dozens and dozens of communities exist outside the hive, mainly mutants, because most of the wastes are irradiated. So there is a hefty amount of mutation out in the wastes. And what will usually happen, from what you've picked up, is that communities will form that are mostly sort of like tribal communities, and occasionally someone in the community will actually develop a mutation which the others consider too extreme. There's a touch of chaos about that person, or there's just that's just too inhuman, and those mutants will be exiled from these tribal communities, and invariably they've ended up forming other smaller communities of despondent, aggressive, horribly mutated people as well. So there's sort of two key groups. There are the base tribes and the overt mutants as well. And the base tribes are the ones that come here. They live in a very sort of Mad Max-esque tribal structure as well. Few people traverse the landscape on foot because it's so far between anywhere, and you'll run into some sort of Xenos beast or glass storm or other natural hazards. So most people either use glass steeds or some form of vehicle to get around. So there is a large series, there's a whole bunch of vehicles out here that are all sort of tooled up with weaponry and extra armor, and the paint jobs don't exist out here because everything is sandblasted all the time by the constant sort of ash winds. The vehicles that are regularly repainted actually are because they have a reputation. You've actually picked up, there's a couple of, a vehicle will come into town here and people say, oh, it's this thing, it's the Swift Carrier is back in town again. And it'll be some merchant who everyone recognises who goes between the three major hives of dissolving him. So
It's
you
the
basically
only one with paint.
so you've basically been out here, Mike, now for probably about 8 hours waiting for the group to arrive.
Okay, I'll do some basic shopping for all the stuff for the group.
Yep.
Water flasks, clothes, goggles, that sort of garbage. And I'll see about getting some sort of vehicle.
Yeah. Water is the greatest commodity in the waste. Like, to the point that raiders that attack people rarely want their gear. They effectively extract the water from their bodies, in a tank girl style way to provide for their communities as well. So, water is certainly the most sought after commodity in the wastes.
Okay.
And for the rest of you, I think I gave you the base description of what it's like outside the hive when you first arrive. Pretty much it's merchants going back and forth. That you hear shoutings of trade as well. There's the heavy wind that sort of starts to abrade your skin almost straight away, and presumably somebody spots Lucius going about his activities, getting things ready, talking to a merchant or something when you arrive. So we'll throw it over to you guys. Oh, and Caitlin, don't forget you've got your very proud jawbone. Do you remember the jawbone from last session?
Yes, the one that I'm not giving up for anything.
That's right. Yep, exactly.
Well, I give it up, but then I want it straight back.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So how's Lucius going with getting transportation?
He's probably standing there yelling at someone, demanding that they give it to him. that seems like the Lucius way. And threatening them with censure and all that sort of thing. He's dressed in all his Minotaur stuff still.
All right, cool. Well, I might go over and lend some helpful advice, if I can.
Okay, so just quickly, what I'm doing is, although those of you that are injured are still injured, I am going to reset your fate points because this is sort of like a new sort of section. So I'm putting all the fate points back to maximum for everybody right now. So, okay, everybody's back to maximum fate points, but some people are still a little bit injured.
Some people like me.
Yes, but not just you. Lucius is fine. He's received medical care at a good facility. Cursed, after all, is a Medicaid, so.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So at this point in time, Lucius is basically haggling over effectively survival kits, just trying to effectively demand that the Emperor's work requires him to be properly provisioned outside the hive once Kangoro walks up.
Yep.
All right.
Going to minister to the mutants.
Do I have any sort of like underworld contacts outside the hive, as it's sort of like that fringe organizations?
Okay, so what you can do for me is let's make a. Let's see, do you have Peer Underworld or is Common Law Underworld? I think it's
I don't know.
You've got Contact Network, so
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll let you make a Common Law Underworld test at +10 to see if you know somebody here that can potentially help.
All right.
Oh, what's that noise?
Oh.
Someone's broadcasting static.
Yeah, my favorite.
Is that you?
Is that
Oh.
fake?
Okay, that's gone away now. Yes, that's all good. And that's a fail, I believe, unless you want to. I have reset your fate points. It's up to you.
Actually, with that very tempting offer, I think I will re-roll that.
Okay.
Um,
I'm nothing if not a pusher.
It's
We've-
free.
we've always
You pay for all
said
of them.
yes.
That's
All
right.
right. And you push for the right reasons. Okay, cool. So that's a 12. So that's 4 degrees of success.
Yep, no worries.
5.
Okay, so you know you've never dealt with the person before, but by reputation, you know a man out here by the name of Delane Travers. I'll quickly type that in the chat just so you can get the spelling of it. From what you hear, he is an expert in the wastes. He has a painted vehicle, for example. So he is the captain, in inverted commas, of the Sandlinks, which it's a car. So to call yourself the captain of a car is an odd choice, but certainly he has a reputation for luck, for eccentricity, for knowing where to find stuff, and for being both a driver and a guide.
Great. So as I go up to him, with Lucius either A, leading the way, or B, in tow, I'm not sure exactly which, I'll say to him, "We're looking to go and minister to the mutants, wink."
So as you approach it, so Delane is sort of he looks to be in his, maybe by our standards, I'd say 70s, but still spry, still sort of, like there's a certain sharpness in his eyes, and he dresses flamboyantly as well, as flamboyantly as you can dress in heavy leathers to protect you from the outside winds as such. But certainly he has colours of gold and black about his costume as such, almost like some sort of strange bee-like creature, but definitely decked out in lots of sort of bone or crystalline jewellery as well. Says, it's fortunate you've come to me. I am certainly in the realm for work. Are you looking for transportation to wherever it is you may be going, or are you looking for just information? How can Delane Travers be of assistance to you, my friend?
Well, we are looking for transportation, if you are able to. We've heard many good things about the Sandlinks. My contacts...
Never a faster vehicle in the wastes.
I've heard that. Dumin speaks very highly of you.
Ah, how is the old fellow?
Well, he's seen better days, but he doesn't hesitate to speak well of his friends out in the wastes.
Well, if you see him again, tell him I still owe him another drink for that last incident.
Well, I'll tell you what. I won't. When I see him, I won't tell him. Wink.
Nice. Ah, yes, haha. So, how many passengers and what's your destination? Another hive, or you actually seeking one of the mutant communities you were saying?
Lucius?
Don't let you guys lead the way. You're talking.
Keep in mind, Lucius has no idea where you guys go. He hasn't seen the map.
I haven't seen anything. I have no idea.
Okay, right, gotcha. I say, yes, we're looking to do a bit of ministering to the mutant communities, but first we need to make a slight detour, and I point out the coordinates on the map.
All right, he looks at look. Certainly, like, his eyebrows peak as though it's pointing that direction, sort of has keyed something for him. And he says, "Oh well, I can certainly take you there. It's a few days travel, but that's not very safe there."
Yes, we're aware. That's why we've come to you.
Okay.
Your reputation precedes you as a doer.
Okay.
One might say.
Well, I'm more than happy to help. So, I mean, I have a regular fee, but it's out of character here. I'm not going to worry about haggling over his price as such, because you don't have tangible currency. You've got we requisition tests, but you're going to win it basically, which means that you have something of value, whether it's information or general non-covered gear that he's interested in. So he is happy to actually to work with you, and you've negotiated a price for that.
So I'll lean in. I'll say, Delaney, what's the current information you have? Any current information about that area?
Well, it's a camp of sorts. It's run by a group of, I don't like to use the word cultists, because I don't think they really believe in anything. They just have that sort of, I don't know, strange look about them as people that are all a little bit odd. But yeah, they call themselves the I believe it's the Gwynee or Gwynee. I'll double check that. It is the Gwydre. Yeah, they're a tribal community, but
Excellent. All right. Well, they never has it seemed like a more emperorless group has ever existed in the wastes. We must go to them immediately.
you know that they tend to attack outsiders on sight.
Not us, though.
Okay. if you feel confident. On that note, though, I would rather drop you off nearby rather than drive in the middle of their encampment, because I haven't had good dealings with them in the past, and while I'm sure that you have friends in unusual places, I'd really like not to get the sand leak shot up if I could avoid it.
Come, old boy. What about a show of force? Can't you get a bunch of the old boys together?
I don't really have many old boys, so to speak. Yes, unfortunately I've outlived most of my greatest friends, and for good reason. You know, I have been quite safe in my time in this irradiated wasteland that is Dazolium, and I've always operated with an air of caution. And in this case, I would like to continue doing so. So I'm not saying I'm going to drop you off a day's travel away. I just rather not drive into the middle of their encampment if we can avoid it.
James, how
Yes.
big is this cargo? Sorry, are we carrying a cargo? I'm just trying to remember.
Yeah, you are carrying a crate. It is
Man portable or not?
2 people. We have 2 people between them. We have to carry it, and it's not so much the weight; it's the size.
Yep. And
Yeah.
what about the sand crawler? Can we see it?
You can see his vehicle. So, for his vehicle, think of like a stretched Humvee, almost. Have you seen the stretched Humvees that people get for weddings and such? It's armored up. So it's like it would have been some sort of limousine style transport that's been armored up, enclosed, and is quite sturdy as such. It's still got conventional wheels and only 4 of them as well, but it's just a big version. So you could fit the 5 of you plus the crate comfortably in it. When I say comfortably, everyone's got their own space, but you wouldn't be wanting to have a dance party in the back.
What? No spa?
Damn
No,
it.
no spa.
No jacuzzi?
Yeah.
Mirrorball? Okay.
The stretch Humvee, we can all stick our heads out of the roof and go, woo!
Woo
Just
girls.
judging by the map, are there any sort of rocky outcrops or anything that we can sort of stop nearby and survey the surroundings?
So the map that you've got is a very large map. I mean, you got to remember it's 3 days travel. So you're talking
Yeah.
about a map nearly the size of our country, for example. So it really doesn't go down into terrain features that specific. It marks
Okay.
out like the route. It's not a direct route. It's a circuitous route that they were taking on their map. So Delane could take a more direct route if you like. But that being said, there's several markings. There's caustic seas. There's treacherous mountains of glass. You can't just drive in a straight line. So you can either follow. You can follow their route, or you can ask Delane to find what he thinks is the best route to get there.
I think we'll follow the. What do you reckon, crew? Follow the tried and true.
Yeah,
until we
I
get-
think
Yeah.
that there's a reason for why they go that way. Whether it's just because they want to conceal their movement, or because there's certain things we need to check through.
That's why they walk in single file.
Yeah.
It's hide their numbers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so one last question for you folks then. So it's about 3 days to get there. I'll certainly pack enough provisions for all of us for that time. Am I planning 3 days food to bring you back, or am I taking you somewhere else next? I don't want to be stuck out in the middle of the waste without enough provisions, so I just want to make sure I bring enough.
I'd say bring 6 days food.
Yeah, make sure there's enough for a round trip, and if we do continue to head on, it depends on what happens at this community, whether there are more souls in need of the Emperor's light.
So are you one of those recidivist types? We
The
get it.
recidivist?
Who?
He
Me?
slaps the man in the face.
No, most definitely not. No.
Okay, now we just get a few priests out this way. You're not the first Not the first individual that comes out this way looking to bring faith to the faithless.
Yeah, I'm here to bring the Emperor's holy light to the mutants by showing my plasma pistol on my belt.
Okay. So you're not like
What happened to the other groups?
Well, there's a few individuals who are still out here. So the priests that come from the hive, they're not like you. He says, pointing towards Lucius. Like, you look like a man who can hold himself when push comes to shove. You're a strong fellow. I see plenty of priests that come out of the hive who look like their greatest strength is carrying pens and books, and they think they're going to come out here and they're going to teach the mutants to embrace the Emperor once again. And while I admire their fervour and their faith, they just don't have the intestinal fortitude to survive in the conditions out here.
Men of learning have no place in religion.
Yes, just so. So there are most that come out here either lose their lives or return to the hive within a fortnight. But there are a few missionaries who have managed to sustain, some of which have been out here for decades. While yes, they have all come out here with the same fervour that you might have, my young friend. Those that have sustained realise or come to the belief that the first option isn't always fire. That that there are actually some, I guess, faithful members of the Emperor's Holy Word among the downtrodden that live out here, and that they just need someone to guide them. And of course, when they come across those who don't embrace the Emperor's light, then certainly they turn to the hammer or the flame. But yeah, it's just if you open with that, he says, pointing a plasma pistol. I don't know how long you're going to last out here. Just saying.
Okay.
Noted.
Duly noted.
All right then. So. Now I avoid travelling at night. I mean, my vehicle's got lights, but at the end of the day, stuff comes out of the dark pretty quickly at night time. So we'll have to actually stop and camp each night. I think that we've got a good amount of daylight left today. So if we get started soon, we can probably make a good distance during the day today. I know a couple of shortcuts that can sort of. Well, I mean, I can follow you really exactly, or I can try and shave at a time where possible. There's just a few places that I try to avoid as well, that some of those lead me through. But are you ready to go now? Do you have everything you need?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have anything else that we sort of need? So how successful was Lucius in getting stuff?
You've got goggles that do nothing, as we've already clarified. You've
Great.
got sort of like I said, heavy leather stuff that you could basically put over your clothing. It's gonna, if you wear it with armor, so on its own, what you've got is effectively one armor, heavy leathers for every person. If you wear it over your existing armor, it won't give you more armor, but it will give you protection from the elements. But you'll be slowed down because it's bulky then, basically.
Can I try and get us some survival suits?
Yeah, I was going to say, is there some sort of survival pack gear?
There is literally a piece of equipment called survival suit that grants a 20+ bonus to any test to withstand the effects of extreme environments.
Yep, no worries. Have you got the rarity there?
Come on, Bookman.
I do. It's average. Waha!
Average. Nice. Okay, so that is a plus 20, I believe. You want a few of them, so I'm going to say that given its regular rarity and how sought after something that would be out here, I'm going to say it's going to be a straight +0 acquisition test to get enough for everybody.
All right.
Is there assistance that we could make on this?
Nope. What's your influence?
on.
I'm pretty sure influence is below 51. I'm just guessing.
No, but my fellowship is what I use to test for acquisition rolls, which is 55. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So yep, you're able to get them. So you're pretty close on the mark there. So what you've got is not. It's not largely comfortable. It's effective without being comfortable. So you'll have to probably keep it for when you get out of the car. You wouldn't want to wear it in the car because the longer you wear it, the sort of faster it will wear out. But you could sustain for some time. It effectively includes a facility which will recycle water for you from your own. Let's not go any further.
Ew.
Sweat.
Yeah, your own
Got
sweat.
tang.
Exactly. Yes.
Got tang to it.
Too much information.
Yeah. It's the Bear Grylls suit.
Aww.
But yeah, it's effective. It will keep you alive if you find yourself stranded in the desert for some period of time.
Okay, sounds good.
That's it.
We've got enough ammunition for everyone?
I would say so.
I think so.
Oh, the charge packs.
Yeah, ammunition is pretty valuable out here.
Grenades. Grenades are always good. We always want more grenades.
Yeah. Of course, Kangoro's hallucinatory grenades are a little bit less effective outside.
No. Yeah, none of those. He can't. Ban those.
Aww.
Straight up. They're off the list. They're off the shopping list.
So you want some frags, do you?
Frag is always good.
Yep.
Like frag.
Do you have the books handy there, Cameron? You want to get the average? The availability of a frag grenade?
The availability of frag grenades, I think pretty low. Hang on, I've just jumped to melee, custom ammunition, protective gears. I've gone too far.
So it's back in the ranged weapons.
It is, but it's on the next page here. For frags,
Yep.
frags are common.
Common. There you go. So I'm going to say for to get enough frags to say 2 each, it's going to be a +10 test. Someone roll influence at +10.
Who? Me? Or
Alrighty. Well, if you want to do it, if you are the buyer, if you are the strategic buyer, then please go right ahead.
Alright, sure.
We're all assisting.
Yes!
Okay, yes, no worries. Yep.
Throw a crack in. It was a buy 10 frag, get 1 crack.
Yes. With a 5, sure, no worries. Yep, there is. He had a.
It was mislabeled.
I just slip it into my back pocket. Okay, great.
3 crack.
I was going to ask for a crack grenade, but if you're just going to throw one in,
Yeah, sure, why not? You know, with that
that
many
works
degrees
for me.
success, yeah, 6 degrees. So
I'm very affable. I'm just so affable.
yeah, he's putting the grenades into a box for you. So the point that crack grenade there on the shelf, you know, how much you want for that? You know, would you throw that in?
Yeah,
Ching, as your teeth bling in the sunlight.
yeah, that's right.
Okay, no worries. Yep, you are grenaded up.
All right, great.
They're all different.
Excellent. Well, I think the survival suits and the grenades was pretty much what I was looking for. I think, you know,
Oh.
with
Is it like if we look out into the waste, is it fairly like dead flat, or like are there like mazes and stuff like that?
So here it's pretty much flat. You're in the middle of a desert here, so it's duney with like rocky outcroppings and the occasional sort of glass spires and Xeno ruins. But Delane will tell you straight up, you know, that we're going to go through many different terrain types out there as well. So this is just the environment immediately surrounding Hive Primus. So
I think everybody got filters, didn't they, before?
yes, we all got filters previously.
Did we get the climbing belts? I think some people got climbing belts, but not all.
Yeah.
yes,
Just thinking about like you're talking about going to a high point and stuff like that. They do.
Would that be the grappling line?
Yeah.
Yep.
Grapple online. Yep.
Is it the grappling line or is it the drop harness? Grappling line gets you up to things, but the drop harness stops you from falling on the climb test. Is that correct?
Pretty much, yeah. A drop harness gives you no benefit for climbing, but it gives you a benefit for descending or descending an uncontrolled descent.
Okay, I don't have that.
Yep. Mike, I'm only hearing you through Sam's screen, I think, at the moment.
Ah, there you go.
There you go, that's better. Yep.
Yeah, can we get I think maybe the drop harness just to prevent us from all falling to our deaths if we go out there.
Yep.
Can-
Cam, Bookman,
All right,
drop harness.
drop harness.
Who's got one at the moment? There's at least 1 or 2 out there.
I don't have one yet.
I don't have one either. I remember somebody rolled on the sanctuaries and got
It's
it.
common.
Common. Okay, so I'm going to say +10 to get enough for everybody then.
Nothing escapes my sight. I don't think I've got a drop harness, but sure, I'll roll anyway. And +10, yeah.
+10, yep. Normally it'd be +20, but it's just. Yeah, you're fine. Okay, you've all got drop harnesses.
Sweet.
Are we supposed to add those in ourselves, or
Sure, why not?
just go drop harness?
Yep.
Pop in your gear, drop harness and survival suit.
It's pretty much like just climbing gear that has, carabiners or carabiners that will stop you from falling if you are tethered properly. Alright, Delane has the sand links all warmed up.
Great. All right.
Excellent. I'm gonna go and find myself the best seat. Best seat in the house.
Yeah, so there is one seat up front with Delane. Otherwise, the seats in the back all sort of face into the middle, like two rows that face into the middle. And pretty much in the middle is where the crate will sit.
Actually, I don't want to sit at the front. I'm going to do some reading of my 3 dodgy books. So that's fine.
Alright, so he sort of pushes you all in. Everyone ready to go? Ready for a journey?
I think so.
Yep.
Ready, super six.
Okay.
Ready, Mr. Lady.
So everyone be to the toilet because I'm not stopping once we start going.
All right.
Looking at you. Looking at you, girl. No.
Okay, you guys set off into the waste of Dissolvium. The car itself is actually quite nicely appointed inside. So it looks like it would have previously been some sort of luxury vehicle that's been converted for this purpose. So it's a pleasant ride. I mean, it's bumpy outside, and you are on conventional tyres and suspension, so you get the occasional sort of hefty shunt. But otherwise, it's actually quite a pleasant journey. Delane makes lots of conversation. He points to everything, saying this is this and this is that. It's like a guided tour, really. And he also stays in your business. If you guys start chatting with each other, he'll shut up and let you go about that. Did anyone want to sort of catch up Lucius on what happened in the Underhive?
Yeah, that's
Sure thing. Just before we do that, though, is everybody wearing Is everybody wearing headphones? Because I'm getting a lot of little
there's an echo.
repeating.
Echo as well.
Is everyone wearing headphones?
I'm wearing headphones.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I am.
So we're all wearing headphones. But we can all hear an echo.
An echo.
Thank you.
Mind you, the headphones I have are not great, so it could potentially be me.
Well, you're not echoing, so
Okay, that's all right then.
probably is you.
Yeah, that's about right.
But I have had my mic on mute though.
Oh, that is unusual then. Doesn't matter. It happens.
Okay. I mean, if you can mute your mic while you're not talking, and hopefully that will help eventually clear it out.
All right, excellent. So, who's clearing up Lucius on what happened?
I have poor memory of the last games. So somebody else can do it. I am very deep into my profane books as I'm trying to work out what's going on with this box. So,
You're still wearing your mask because you did put your mask on when you came out into the abrading winds.
I've probably taken it off now. Now that we're inside, it helps with reading.
Okay, let's change the music as well. Okay.
All right, so basically we snagged a whole bunch of stuff from a bunch of trades, and that included a map. So we're going to pose as sellers of whatever's
The
in
echo's getting
this.
bad, I'm afraid.
They're degrading.
Let me stop the music a sec.
Mm.
Okay. Speak again.
All right, let's try this. Oh, that's a bad echo. All right, we're gonna try and sort this echo out first before.
Should we do it quick? Everybody jump out and back in again?
Yeah, it's probably for the best.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Okay.
That's a puppy.
Yeah, I don't hear an echo.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Did you hear the dog?
No.
Okay, we're all back.
Yes. No.
Photo's right here. Hello?
I can hear Sam, I can hear Chris.
No.
No. Now he's.
I think Caitlin's just sorting her dog out. Are you sure your computer mic isn't on as well as your?
Okay, Mike, Cam, Caitlin.
No, to Caitlin. I think her computer mic and her headset mic are on at the same time.
You talking to me or to someone else?
Because she apparently had a headset on mute, but we could still hear the dog
Okay.
barking.
Can you hear her? I can hear her at the moment.
Oh, I could. But I have a direct line.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so Mike, you back on? Okay. Chris, you're on. Cam?
What? You didn't pause? You have to
Sam?
edit this bit. I know.
Caitlin?
I know you're looking for some easy material here.
This is Cam and Caitlin waiting on.
All
Great
right.
radio.
So now I can
All
hear.
those-
Now I
all
can
those,
hear most
YouTube
of
likes.
everybody. Excellent.
Okay. So, who wants to tell me what
I
happened
peel
last
back the curtain on this, how this all works.
If anybody remembers what
People
happened last game. No, so basically
I can hear you,
we
Cam.
wait. Is this still recording? Oh, good. Yay. Caitlin's disappeared. So what happened last time was we're now posing as sellers
Yes, it is, yep.
for somebody who wants whatever's in this case.
Okay.
So just so you know, Mike, there are 6 items in the case in all. Let's just see. 3 of them are simple small shards of stone. The other 3 objects, one is a small lockbox lined with lead and engraved with bizarre sigils. That one can contain the Xenos jawbone, which is currently, I think, dangling around Garrick's neck. There is also an orb, which seems to have the same composition as the other Xenos artifacts you found, and it reacts to the others as they all do. And then also there is a tube of armor glass sealed with wax and a plasteel mechanism, which seems to contain some sort of viscous purple fluid with luminescent dots suspended in it. and that fluid and all of the
but I raised the
blackstone
point.
objects react very strongly to one another. Like the fluid moves
With a forbidden law
towards the
heresy
edge of the
role,
armor glass,
am I going to know anything
facing the closest
other than the fact
object.
that these are all heretical?
And no one's tried drinking it.
What about, you said some of them were just plain stone shards. Is there anything special about those?
No, I'd say that they're... If forbidden law heresy will confirm the inherent heresy in these objects.
Okay.
They don't seem to have any importance to the... I mean, they're when I say they're stone shards, they are like fossilized Xenos bones, basically.
So
You would guess, anyway. They're all clearly alien in origin.
and we're planning to go to the place where they were taking this gear.
Okay,
Are we
so
posing
basically
and
they'll explain
selling
to you
it,
that's
or
what
were
happened.
they- I
That
thought they were
they
returning
ended up
stuff
engaging these guys. They killed them all,
to their
and they
base.
took their stuff, and this is their stuff. But they got the map as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're not.
Okay.
Yeah, so they
I'm
tried to
saying.
sell it, but they were betrayed in the attack.
We just
and so
couldn't
they
leave it with
killed
anybody.
The
It's pretty much the end
buyers,
result. It's like we can't really
and
leave
were
this
returning
with
with
anybody, and we
it to
can't
their
trust
original camp.
that it'll get back to our right-hand man. So we're just taking it with us,
Fair enough.
if I remember correctly. So James, I want to use my 3 books that I have in my possession, which give me bonuses to my Forbidden Law rolls. I plan to use those along with conducting some experiments. I use the lowercase experiments to be able to garner more information on these objects. And because if I remember correctly, I don't think I made the roll other than the fact that you thought that I believed that they were all connected together into like one. They're all parts of one machine, I think was the way you described it. Does that sound about right? So, looking to actually garner more information down that path, do you want me to roll kind of like at the end of this or at the end of days? Because we've got 3 days, or...
That sounds about right, yes. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do the roll towards the end. So I'm happy to say that you're doing that, and I'll give you something regardless. Just the roll will determine how much extra information give you stuff that will actually be quite useful, or whether it's just speculative data. Okay, so you've been going for about 2 hours on the first day. So Delane's mostly following their map as well, rather than following the conventional road. So once you go off the road, because they do specifically avoid a lot of the major travel ways, the road becomes a bit bumpier. And it's a very sort of heavily duned area, so you're sort of going up and over dunes constantly. It's almost like being on a boat, the sort of the up and down motion of the vehicle. But you crest one hill, and straight away the vehicle comes to an abrupt halt. And Delane sort of shouts, "Hey, have a look at this up here. What do you make of this?" So presumably, you all shuffle to the front and have a look, and you're looking down now into like a valley between multiple dunes, and there is what appears to be a sizable standing army, like tanks,
Imperial radar.
scout vehicles, walkers, troops lined up in formation, all standing in the desert, probably about 400 or 500 meters from where you're currently
The part of
stopped.
me, the military part of me wants to say hit reverse, stop skylining.
It looks Imperial. Everyone, give me a give me an
In that
awareness
case,
test.
I still failed.
It's going to be so,
Yes.
He was against a target of 12. So.
it's plus 10. Plus 10 is on the awareness test. Okay. Nice.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So we need still Sam and Chris. Sam okay? Sam made it. And Chris. Yes, can hear you. Fantastic. Okay, so it's 2 degrees success for everyone, for Chris and Goro, 1 degree for Sam. So I'm going to say to you that you all, the three of you, notice that everything is.
Is it a mirage?
Still. The men aren't shuffling. You know, there's no sort of smoke rising from the stacks on any of the tanks. Everything is just dead still. It's almost.
Thus, I'm asking if it's a mirage. It's the question to the floor.
You're not sure, you know. You doubt it. You've never really seen a desert mirage before. You don't really come from a desert world, so
let's get closer, but don't look like.
Okay,
but get ready to run away.
Drive casual.
Delane's like,
drive
I've
casual.
never seen anything like this. No. Should we get closer or try and avoid it? Okay. Alright, no worries. He starts to make his way down the hill towards the... Well, sort of following the same route you're taking, which doesn't necessarily take you right through the middle of the group, but sort of along one edge as such. And as you come closer and the sort of details start to come into more clarity, you realise that the vehicles that sit here are all derelict. They've all been lined up in formation, but, there's marks in the sand to indicate they've been towed into this formation. The tracked vehicles have their tracks shredded. The weapons have been removed from the gun mounts, and all the men standing up appear to be pretty much mannequins.
This also seems like an enormous
arrayed in a formation of a troop detachment.
Wait, hang on. If we can see tow lines, that means it's really a desert.
Oh, so good a roll.
Sure. Give you +10. Okay, there's nothing like psychic about this at all. I mean, you're overwhelmed still by all the stuff in the car with you.
Which way are the troops
but no, there's no life out there whatsoever.
Where, in which direction is that? In the direction we're coming, going, to the side of?
Yeah, they're all facing as though, and like arranged in battle lines as though they were about to begin a ground
mildly
assault.
Detour along the perpendicular
Well,
to the line of
you're sort of coming from
as if,
behind them to their right, and you're going to cross to head off towards their sort of
army
left in front of them. They're not directly on your path,
like on the other side of the dune. I'm just interested to see if there's somebody's literally set up a chessboard.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. So start. Yeah, sure. Start heading in that direction.
Fail another Wednesday.
Okay. All right. Everyone, give me a an awareness test again, please. This is going to be at +0 this time.
I'm not trained in awareness. I've got a perception of 22.
Why is your awareness 2 again? Oh, because you're not trained in it. Sorry, that's right. Yeah. All right. So Garrick, Demetria, and that's it. Garrick and Demetria. Sort of feel. It's hard to feel through the bumping sensation in the wheels, but you sort of get this sort of series of deep thumps. That sort of, like earth-shaking thumps in the background. Not sort of rhythmic ringing, just like, thump, thump,
but I don't know if I'd actually I possess any.
You sort of vaguely pick up over the engine, roar of the engine, and you feel through the body of the car.
Yeah, I think we're in a war game. Turn left away, away.
Yeah, no, you all pick up now a series of sort of high-pitched whines. All right, so Delane, sort of yanks the wheel to the left, and you know, starts like puts a foot on the accelerator, and suddenly like a bunch of loud, earth-shaking explosions
Must
go
go
off,
faster.
sort
Must
of
go
in and
faster.
around the lines. You know, the closest one is probably about 20 meters from your vehicle. So it gets the side of it gets peppered with the sort of the cast out shrapnel
Screaming
of the
engine.
blast. Yeah. Lane. I mean, he basically pushes away from this.
So hang on. Where is all this coming from? What's going on? What's happening? What's going on?
Okay.
Yeah. You hear some more sort of fire probably after about
Did we
sort of
just come
15,
into
20
like
seconds after
a
the
training
first
exercise?
Yeah. We are 100% in a like
Yeah,
a wargaming thing.
Oh, good.
Okay. Just get the hell out of here as quick as possible.
Yeah.
Must be over
Left,
over one of the
left.
dunes on the horizon. It's indirect fire. All right, no worries. After about 3 volleys, the fire seems to stop, but it's well behind you now. But you then also pick up, coming from roughly the direction of where the shots came from, you can make out on the horizon plumes of dust that would be consistent with vehicles driving in your direction post haste,
Okay.
like kicking up the desert sand
Well, I think we
Carry
should
on.
run away.
towards you, not towards where the shells fell.
No, we're not You don't know of any area we're not supposed to be in.
Lane sort of looks at you guys
Convoluted.
expectantly.
Do they have what? Do they have like are they on certain frequencies on the all specs or something like that? On the box?
So the Involute cadres do train out this way from time to time, but not this sort of training. So yeah.
Good.
On the
Did
Fox,
you
I mean.
get Medicaid back?
Yeah, I can try and tune somebody
did
somebody
feel
in. Give me a second, I'll have a
gaping
go
hole in our
at it. He starts
capabilities.
playing with these things, and you quickly get the impression that he is more technically competent than anybody in this car, because I know none of you have tech use. So, sorry? Yeah. All right, he basically is tuning through his radio, and he comes onto like a
Let's
voice
stop.
on it, like repeating a message saying, vehicle to our southwest. Please come to and stop. This is Senior Oastman Lagius Horn.
Are we just going to stop or what? Like, are we going to stop?
Yeah,
Invalid
I'm
card.
totally okay with stopping. Like, how far away? Like,
okay.
like what? We got a 3-day drive. What are they? More,
a few
like,
moments
more than
later,
an hour away?
sorry?
Yeah, like why would we run from these guys and cause an altercation?
Well, that's what
I'm pretty sure we can get out of this vehicle and talk our way out of not getting searched.
No, they're like minutes away from
If
you
we
at
need
most.
to.
So, five APCs crest the horizon
leading
and start
him
making
to,
their way down
sit up at
towards
the
you.
vehicle,
Torox
let's pull the
APCs.
team back.
They're basically
back of the vehicle.
emblazoned with Imperial logos.
What do we
the,
have?
the local
in
PDF.
Official paperwork form.
Nothing.
Bust open our secret. What's it called again?
Influence.
No,
Sorry, no, subtlety.
I mean,
Subtlety.
you have got like the sort of written
go on.
orders of your Inquisitor. Like if you want to, nominate. Actually,
Yeah.
subtlety. That's it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so you could do
No,
that.
that's cool.
You know,
We just
the only sort
realised-
of, I mean, look, at the end of the day,
realised
the waste
that
out
we-
here, there's
yeah,
no.
what do you
You're
do
right
with this
before you
thing,
said
Laura?
you've done nothing criminal.
Yeah, no, that I
yeah,
think
so
we
it's gonna come
try
down
and
to what
play
they-
it as
what they wanna say to you
nonchalant
at the
as possible.
Yeah. Maybe a little peeved that we got
Okay, no worries.
Rained on.
we got that old mate's car got kind of sprayed, and I'll just stand there imposingly. We'll just do the old rogue trader gambit that we've been rolling oh so many times. We're out. We're on our way to do a meet or something beyond their pay grade.
Okay.
I will step
Well,
out.
they pull up near the vehicle, and you know, there's a
Yeah,
clear
I was going to say,
command
I
vehicle.
vote Lars and
So
Lucius.
one of the side hatches opens up, and a couple of soldiers and an officer clearly step out and approach your vehicle. So who's getting out to meet them? Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of us?
Okay. In actuality, so when he's walking towards the car, like the top hatch also opens and someone pops up with like a Vox hailer and also sort of, you know, announces that you should get out of the vehicle. Yep. Oh, this is, you know, please exit the vehicle. Turn the engine on and exit the vehicle. So this sort of rather imperious
Name
officer
and rank,
approaches you.
sir.
What's the meaning of this? You have stumbled upon an involute cadre training exercise. You have caused significant
Hi, sir. I'm
delays to
Volkov,
our
the
training
House of
regiment.
Volkov.
Who are you people?
The great rogue trading house.
I am Senior Osman
Volkov.
Lagius Horn of
I
the
am here
involute
on
cadre.
House business.
Now, once again, I'll ask you, who are you, sir?
Apologise for the delay to your manoeuvres. We were unaware of the current location of manoeuvres. I have substantially re-educated my driver, ensuring that we will be listening to any Volks channels to prevent ourselves from running into any other training exercises. Again, is my apologies to your delay. Hey!
Sounds like a command roll.
It definitely seems like that, and I'm happy to roll that. Where am I? Command.
Do you want to give me a search
Yeah,
test or
it
something?
is.
Maybe a charm or command or...
It seems like a viable. Seems like a viable use.
It's just as bad as your charm, so...
Oh. Bang on the
I'll give
money.
you a plus 10 though.
That's an inch or a mile. It's a pass.
Seems legit. That's it. Okay, well, I apologise if our fire before caused any distress to you, Lord Volkov. With that being said, we do have an active training exercise underway, and
okay, I'm gonna pass
your presence
off
here
to,
does put you in considerable danger, and worse, cause an inconvenience for my forces. So
Yeah, exactly.
I would have to suggest that until we complete our training, that you do return to
I'm
live
gonna,
dissolving.
I'm gonna do a disdainful sound inside my throat. This is the moment for somebody to palm in here.
Allow my face to answer.
Yeah,
for me.
Alright.
Pangoro, it's your turn. Roll in here.
Alright. So I guess I hop out of the car and
Okay. It's you march
motion
into
to
way through
the
this.
to the what's his rank? Lieutenant? Yeah, Senior Osman, sorry. I motioned him to come over to the side and talk not in the earshot of the great Lord Volkov.
Senior
Yeah, clearly.
Osman.
I say to him, come now, sir. Isn't there any way that we'd be able to nip past and
Oh yes, yes. Officer to Lord.
continue
obviously,
on our
yes.
way. There is significant business that is vital to the
Cyber.
Empire and Dizolium itself. Surely you're a man of reason. And once we're past, what point would there be to go back to Dizolium? If we're past your forces, we're past your forces.
He nods as though sort of considering what you said. Yeah, so you must understand, my lord, that the issue here is that we are but one of many training groups in this area today. We have sectioned off a segment of the waste in a 10-kilometre radius.
I hold up my hand to
while
silence him. I say,
we can
don't
obviously
you
spend
know
our
that
fire
this
for you to
is
pass
the
through our
sand
section.
links? It's an
There are other
incredibly fast
activities
vehicle.
going on. I
I
can radio
assure you,
ahead
you'll be
to
well
my Oath Magister.
compensated for your
But
delays. If you could vox
I-
ahead, and if we see any standing armies of mannequins, we'll be sure to drive around them. How does that say? I give him a pat on the shoulder.
give me a
Oh
and
man!
a plus 10 charm test.
I'm gonna reroll.
Oh
I'm gonna reroll that one.
God! You should stop relying on your charm.
I'm usually really good at this.
Yeah,
No,
I
you're
rolled
not.
a 15 now.
Okay, that's a little bit better. All right, that's two fate points down.
Okay, and 4 degrees of success. Alright, stand by. I will radio
All right, cool.
both matters
So
to
I go
Prath
back over and
see if
I
we
say
can
to
temporarily suspend
Delane,
our
is
training
there
while
any
you
possible
while
way
you pass
that
through.
you could avoid driving,
Please wait out
not
here.
driving
He
us
disappears back
into
the Torox
the
again
middle of a
for bit.
training exercise for the next hour?
You probably get a copy of their map of their activity. Yeah.
Uh, yeah. I mean,
That's the,
I don't usually go this route. I was following the map
that's
that you
the
gave me,
fallback
but
plan there, is to get a map of
it's the
their,
first time I've seen
of
artillery out
their
here anyway.
layout on the ground.
Yeah,
So
if they
even
tell me where to
don't
avoid,
let
I
it fall
will.
through or something like that, we can
avoid
work our way around it.
any further problems.
It may delay us, but so be it.
All right.
Right. Very well. He comes out of the Torox. I have spoken with my Oath Magister. He is noticeably irritated, but he has agreed to suspend operations.
Much appreciated.
For the time.
And be
it's
sure
only 10
to
kilometers, so it should be out of radius within.
be sure to
with that vehicle, he points towards the Orr car.
be sure
10,
to let
15
us
minutes,
know
so
the
we'll
next
suspend
time. We'll be
training
sure to
for
let
half
you
an
know
hour,
the
so
next
we
time
need
that we're
to
out
get out
here,
of range.
just to avoid this sort of circumstance again.
Well, he has basically a soldier come forward with take his notepad and jot down some details, and he hands you basically like, this is our
Oh,
Vox
good. Okay, cool.
frequency.
So I give that
we
to
do announcements on,
I
so
give that
if you're
to
coming back,
Delane.
coming through the waste monitor
like
this, you'll hear
I
if there's
commit
any
it to memory, and I give it to Delane. I
activities going
say,
on. This is a
little
new
bit of
training regimen.
information for your
We're
troubles,
raising a
old
new a new founding of troops. So yes, yes.
Just perking up my ears. This frequency, is it also monitored for return
Well,
traffic?
this journey's already paid for itself. Well, at least now I can have information I can sell to get the side of the car repaired as well. But it's all cosmetic. Yep.
Yeah. Cool. That's alright. Could be useful. That's alright. I'll get a suitable.
I presume it would be as well if you're in
we
range.
have found a solution.
I mean, at the end of the day, like you haven't really got the promise of the backpack mounted boxes, so you have to be within sort of 1 kilometre to actually pick up any transmissions.
Bow of appreciation.
Yep.
Twirl my cape back to my vehicle. Oh yeah, I'll just turn to Kangoro and go, I've got to stop talking.
And return to their truck. And you head
well,
off
if you
once
stop
again
talking, that
into
will
the
mean
waste.
I have to take over, and that kind of defeats
the
your
remainder
role
of the
in
first day.
entire operation.
This one wants to discuss what's happened
You're
there.
the face.
No, you're the face!
You're the chatty one. I stand and look pretty. We discussed this. Yeah. We prattle. Moving on.
Okay, no worries. So you head off. The remainder of that day, because you've sort of left about 10, 11 in the morning or such, and when it starts getting towards night time, you can see that Delane is clearly sort of like driving close to the cliffs, looking for, you would guess maybe some cover or some like a cave or such. He sort of says at the front, we'll be stopping soon. I need to find a good place to put us away for the night, because I can feel there's a glass storm coming as well. So yeah, we'll probably if we can't get into the if I can't get the vehicle into the cave, we'll need to probably make it on foot. In which case,
that's gonna
there's a storm not far away. So just gather your gear. It might be a bit of a
drivable afterwards.
bit of a hike.
But we can't stay inside it. Yeah, I'm confused. Why do we need to leave to walk to a cave if we're inside the steel structure?
Is that you're asking? Because many is a person who has trusted their vehicle will weather the storm, and it basically the glass has managed to pierce through. I mean, there are weak points in this vehicle as well. So I would rather be somewhere safe and take the risk of coming back out to a wrecked vehicle than be in the vehicle, when it's wrecked. Alright, no worries. He looks around, but it's getting towards dusk when he finally pulls the vehicle up. He points sort of up a small rise of rocks, and you can see sort of maybe 6 meters up from where you are, and it's an easy climb. You don't need climbing gear for this. It's just a hike up. Is a cave entrance.
Excellent. So we've just done the scene from Batman Returns.
He basically sort of parks the vehicle. He does have like sort of shutters. He pulls down over the windows as well and locks in
where
place.
like the Batmobile gets all armored up.
Glass shields are shattered basically.
Anyway.
Alright, come on, let's go. Yep. What do you mean there? Oh, yeah, sorry, yes. Yep. Yeah, so once you get out, you can sort of see like
Does anyone
this
have any
dust storm on the horizon, and you can feel the wind picking up. It actually starts. It's the first sort of cool wind you've felt all day. And
that's enough.
Yeah, he sort of waits at like
witness me.
You don't want to be in that when that arrives. So let's get into this cave. Alright, he leads you up the cliff and into the cave basically, and a few minutes later the storm sort of rolls through, and there's this hellish gale outside, and there's sort of constant, I guess, clinking sound of shards of glass striking stone outside as well, and you can hear in the distance the tang
Wait,
of
+10.
the projectiles hitting the metal of the car as well. Everybody, give me a awareness test, please. Be it +10.
And yes, so far.
Yeah. So close, Mike. Okay, so Lars and Goro, it's hard to really pick up anything in here, but you do get a vague scent coming from deeper in the cave of
Have we just wandered into somebody's house?
something biological,
Yeah,
like
no, we just wandered
wandered
into a lictor cave.
how do I put it? Offal or decay
Lictor.
coming from deeper in the cave.
Can I roll a
That's a wild lictor appears.
unnatural sight? What is it
So
again?
I think
Where is
Garrett, you've got survival. Why don't you give me a survival test at +10?
No.
Can I roll a warp perception?
You mean Sinesians?
Uh,
Warp perception? What is that?
A
Sounds
warp
great.
perception is to be able to see without
Does Lucius
seeing.
have survival, Mike?
I
Yeah.
have that.
Mm,
Sorry? Sinesians, yes. Yeah. +10.
do you want me to roll survival as well, or?
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. No, I have that. Yeah.
What's this?
So, Caitlin, did you get the suggestion to roll survival?
What's the
+10?
worst that could happen?
It's a poisonous snake. Here! Ah!
Have you got survival?
Wow.
You gotta go if you want.
Yeah, no-
There's no harm in
Damn it!
Look at this angry noodle. It has teeth.
it.
Sinesians.
Kangaroo's like, look at these mushrooms I found. These we do for our dinner.
Wait, the Wastelander doesn't have survival. Okay.
Yeah, he can roll
He-
this. It's
so
+10.
he's a
I'll
munchkin.
also roll survival
Got it.
for Delane. He's got it. No, he doesn't. Oh. No, but he has +30 drive. So, yeah. That's it, yeah. I didn't write the character. Okay, so, Chris, with the Osniscience test, there's nothing else living in the cave. You get
I'm
like the sort of
gonna go
the
for a
tang
walk.
of death about this
Grab me
place.
one of
Like
those
it
floating
may have
globes.
up until recently been a lair, but it's not for some time, not for days, if not weeks.
Didn't we have round orbs that were luminous?
Yeah,
Glow
glow
or
globes.
something? Glow globes? Or like, I feel like they're like a round one for some reason.
Dead,
Yep.
dead possum. Thanks
I'm
very much.
gonna leave my.
So what floating globe? Sorry.
Well, no, I'm just going to take my globe and go for a walk.
Okay. No worries. Yep. Cool. Yep.
Big man, come with me.
I'll come with you if you like.
Okay. No worries.
You're kind of
okay.
shorter and rounded.
Is it
but
you on your
sure,
own,
you can
or
walk
is
as
anyone
well.
else going with him, or everyone else is settling down for the night?
Lucius is like, this is the last time I volunteer for anything. This is the respect I get.
Sam? Nothing from you?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, so you search around the cave, like you do find, it looks like an animal has at some point used this cave. So there's sort of like clearly burrowed out, living area, like a sleeping area, I should say. Sorry, and it looks like you can actually see where the cave has been extended somewhat
And
by
it's
the
slowing
creature
up.
itself. So there's like a part of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
cave which is
yeah,
actually
yeah.
occurring, and there's a part of the cave which is actually being dug, and we're talking like dug like out of stone with claws, like not just out of dirt. So whatever it is had sharp enough claws to actually dig through stone. Yep. Yep. You also find some remains, but basically like just bones, basically, of some glass steeds and a couple of human bones, or sets of human bones as well. Although most of the bones have also been crushed, as well as had all the
Well, we
flesh
can't
sucked
just
off
have them
them as
lying
well.
around for some child to pick up.
There
We must
is.
safely store them.
It looks like probably whatever that people were wearing was, sort of chewed off them,
yes,
but there is a couple of
You said
slightly
glass
damaged auto
steeds.
guns on the ground
I
as
don't
well.
believe we've been introduced to said animals yet.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, it's literally the first thing.
Yeah. No. I read it, but I
Yeah,
don't
they
think
were
we
in the
just,
little bit
like,
briefing I gave you at the start
discussed it on
about
the feed, yeah.
ways of getting around and just transport in Desoleum. If I'm just going to show that again. You should hit the top glass steed. Okay, no worries, cool. There we go. So yeah,
Yeah.
they are a
Yeah,
quadruped
okay.
with a
And they
crystalline sort of
is it
skin
likely they were
that lives
probably
on
taken as
Desoleum.
steeds
You never
along
really
with-
see them
or
inside
like
the hive though, so
Ozbees
you would have seen a
of
few
the
of them.
human remains here,
Well,
or are
Lucy's
they
would have seen
actually
a few
found
of them
here in like
corralled
native herds?
back at the hive exit. But yep. Yep.
Ooh,
Well, they don't have
not like an
down
emu,
claws.
like an emu can.
Crystal Space Horse.
They are found here in native herds as well, and they can defend themselves. They have sharp teeth, so they can deliver a nasty bite.
Okay.
That's right. Yes.
No.
No, they don't have claws, Mike. They have hooves. Or yeah.
I think it's someone's static.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you, is someone out there vaping?
Yes.
No, I just hear the sound. It sounds like
It's
cracking
probably
sound,
me just
someone
trying to fight
sucking
my
on a-
dog to decide whether
pipe
he
or
wants to be
something,
in the
anyway.
room or out of the room. Sorry, my mistake.
Disregard. Okay. That's it.
Cool.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah. Heaps better than it still being here.
That's all good. Okay, so yeah, it's whatever this thing was, it no longer lives here.
Yeah.
Blaine has sort of
auto
pulled
guns
out
can be
a
like-
bedroll, and he's probably got a few. Like,
And, I feel like,
his survival gear
little-
organised includes the
little
bedrolls. He does
something
point out it
extra
gets
for your
quite cold overnight,
Yeah.
so
We're
like,
adding things to
he
his,
doesn't seem to be
like,
concerned with
to
setting any
his
sort of night
inventory.
watch. Yeah, it's looking like, oh, well, okay, I don't have a lot of use for them, but I'm sure I can find someone that will buy them. I will put it against the side here and we'll take it back to the car in the morning. So, sleep doesn't come easy overnight, but, just because of the sound from outside. So it goes for probably 4 or so hours before the storm finally passes and you can actually get some rest.
Thanks, all.
And then morning comes. Now, I can hear a baby getting upset, so we might take a quick break so I can sort this out. So, quick bio break, drinks, etc.